random person. She's bored in quarantine. She's going to sit in her, apartment. She's not going to do anything, whatever. She's one of us. Brie Larson, multimillionaire. One of the top 2% of the people in the populace that has, millions and millions of dollars to their name. Yeah, Brie Larson is your average everyday person. And she's starting a YouTube channel. She's not going to last a week. She is not going to last a week. And I can tell because we got YouTube back up, by the way. So hopefully it actually sticks this time. I have no idea what happened to the other one, but thankfully nothing has happened. Jake Cruz, we hope you are here. Welcome to the live stream. We're glad to have you. Thank you everyone for being patient with us as we try to figure out the ideas. Remember, the reason we have the YouTube live stream on top of the TikTok one is just in case anyone tries to make any kind of assumption or claim, or I don't know, just tries to say anything, oh, this happened and that's bad and you should be canceled for it. Well, actually, fool, if you go back to the actual recording. Anyway, so we're talking about Brie Larson. Welcome back, everybody who's tuning in on YouTube. Brie Larson has her own YouTube channel, and holy crap, her first video. Oh my gosh. You go through the comment section of her first video. This falls under the news category, by the way. We're in the second segment of the Professor and Ditto show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Episode 7.5, because the first half was deleted, I guess. I don't know. YouTube decided that they had to update their browser or how everything worked in the middle of the stream. So, shame on them. Whatever. We got it figured out. I'm glad it wasn't the Wi-Fi. I'm still upset at you, Eevee, chewing on the router wires. I knew that couldn't be it. But anyway, yeah, Brie Larson decided to start a YouTube channel. The comment sections are brutal. She made the mistake of asking one question, one particular question of the general populace, of the entire internet. She's like, if there's anyone that should go on the show, if you guys want me to talk to anyone, let me know. Who should I go and talk with? Something to that effect. That was the end. Who should collaborate with? She used a 3-syllable word. It's super awesome. So, yeah, she's an absolute Karen. But, yeah. So the internet obviously did its thing and was like, oh, well, you should collaborate with the High Council. For anyone who doesn't know what the High Council is, the High Council consists of people like world-class BSers, Master Doombook, something like that. I'm scared to say their names because their names are vulgar, but you guys get the idea. These are guys that are part of the fandom menace. These are guys who have been ripping the Star Wars films apart because of how woke and unbalanced and shattered they are. These are the guys that have made it their careers to expose crappy people just like Brie Larson. This is their thing. Can you imagine for a second if Brie Larson went on their show? She wouldn't last a second. They would rip this woman to shreds. They would rip her a new one because what do they have to lose? What do they have to lose? Their YouTube channels? You really think it would be that difficult for them to start a new YouTube channel? What you think it's that hard to start a YouTube channel? It is not that hard to start a YouTube channel. All right, it's hard to gain a following, but it is not hard to just keep starting new YouTube channels. That's how pirates get away with it on YouTube. If you guys have ever looked up an anime on YouTube, and I am guilty of this in the past, I've looked up animes and I've seen the entire show is available on YouTube. Interestingly enough, I've never been able to watch an entire show on YouTube. I've only been ever able to, whenever I tap on the playlist or whatever, it says that they have been discontinued by whatever production company has, is running the anime. Justly so, because it's pirated. But these same pirates will then turn around, make an entirely new account and do the same thing over again. I'm not saying world-class BSers and, the rest of the fandom menace. I'm not saying that they're pirates. I'm not comparing them to pirates. I'm just saying that it's not that hard to start a new YouTube channel, especially when you already have a following. So anyway, Brie Larson, again, for anyone who missed it, has her own YouTube channel now. I suggest you guys go check out her first video and let me know, is the like to dislike ratio as bad as everyone says it is? Because I haven't watched the video yet. All I've seen are stills and a couple other things. It's water, by the way. I bought it myself today. Deja Blue. That's a terrible name, but it's not the Coke one, which is nice. It didn't have as much of a tss. Water shouldn't tss when you open it. Anyway, that's the first bit of pop culture news. Brie Larson has dared enter the realm of YouTube. And much like Will Smith, much like other celebrities like Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Kevin Hart, people who, whether they're good people or not, Jack Black is another one, whether these are good people or not, they have no business being on YouTube whatsoever. They have no business at all being on this platform. This platform was not created for them. they will surely prosper on it. I'm sure they will get many millions of dollars for their time spent on these platforms. But overall, the fact that that YouTube is prioritizing these big time creators, these celebrities, these main name brands, the fact that they are putting them above standard creators like us, it's very concerning, because it used to be that YouTube, not so long ago, like 2 years ago, I'd say 2 years ago, YouTube was a platform where anyone could make it. Anyone could make it. If you played your cards right, if you produced good enough content, anyone could make it. Now it's turning into a situation where only the elite will make it. Brie Larson is one of the elite. Will Smith is one of the elite. Kevin Hart is one of the elite. Jack Black is one of the elite. These are elite groups. Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, all of them are the elite. These are the elitists, which is really awkward and ironic, because they often rip on the elite. They often rip on, we need to take money away from this, that, and the other, which is weird, because that's them. They're talking about themselves. They often try to separate themselves from other elitists when they're the ones at the top. They are the top 10% of the population. It's absolutely stupid. It's absolutely stupid. I care that they're here. I don't think they should be here. I think that they should get off of TikTok. They should get off of YouTube. They have Instagram already. They have Facebook. They have Twitter. They have other social media platforms. They have no business being here. The only reason they're here is because their agents saw how popular YouTube and TikTok is, and how people are not watching movies and television, public television. When's the last time you turned on the TV and actually sat down and watched it for more than an hour willingly? In the same mindset that you would turn on YouTube, or you turn on your TikTok and check that. Anyway, absolutely stupid. I don't agree with them being here. I don't think they belong here. And I'm probably going to catch some flack for that, but I don't care. I'm doing this for fun. But still, you guys get the idea. Brie Larson is the latest in a long line of examples where celebrities are trying to infiltrate our social media platforms. They are trying to make themselves as relevant as possible, and I understand why. I just don't agree with it. So there you go. That's my 2 cents. Brie Larson's here on YouTube, guys. I can't say that enough. Brie Larson is here on YouTube. Please don't dox her or anything like that. All right. I can't believe I have to say this, but please don't do anything horrible to her. All right. It's Brie Larson. She's self-destructive. She will take care of herself. You don't need to leave nasty comments. I strongly encourage you don't. I encourage you just ignore her altogether. Her YouTube videos will be popping up on your following page every single day from this point forward. Her video will be on the trending page. I guarantee you, every single time you pay enough money, your video will land on the trending page. Unless you're like PewDiePie or Markiplier or whatever, then your content just pops up there because you have so many subscribers. But you get the idea. Her video is going to be up there. Her content is going to be up there. It's bad. It's really bad. I don't approve of it, but it's there. But that's the first bit of pop culture news I wanted to talk about. The second bit of pop culture news is a lot better, a lot more positive. Ladies and gentlemen, Disney, we now have confirmed sources from within Disney that they are planning a full-scale rewrite of the Star Wars canon as it currently stands. What I mean by that is Disney and Lucasfilm both, behind Kathleen Kennedy's back as much as they can, they are trying to take the latest trilogy of Star Wars films, as well as Solo and Rogue One, a Star Wars story, which is unfortunate because I kind of liked Rogue One, but you guys get the idea. Well, I liked the Darth Vader scene at the end there. The rest of it was okay. The droid was funny. I don't know. Rogue One's a very interesting story, but you get the idea. Disney and Lucasfilm are trying, Bob Iger specifically, they are trying to take the recent trilogy and slap a label on them that says Star Wars Legends. What that means is that the stories are not official canon anymore. That would be amazing, because it would mean that Rey and Finn and Poe's story, maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. There is still room for the Star Wars canon to grow, as it always was. It was always like that. There are hundreds of books and comics out there that explore, and there's like fan animations and fan-made videos on YouTube. You can find them. They're all almost all of them are fantastic, with the exception of a couple of lightsaber videos that I don't want to get into. All of that is technically under the banner of Star Wars Legends. It could have happened, maybe it didn't happen, maybe it did. You guys get the idea. If Disney and Lucasfilm, there's no reason whatsoever that they shouldn't go through with this. Because at this point, there is not a single fan of all three of the Star Wars movies out there, all three of the recent films. Every single one, even The Force Awakens, which is one that, for the most part, a lot of people were okay with it. I was not one of those people. The first time I saw the movie, I felt off. It felt absolutely off. I had a serious problem with it. And the second time I watched it, I started to warm up to it a little bit. I was like, all right, well, you know what? It's fine. I can see why they had to prove that they could make a regular Star Wars film just like George Lucas did. You know, all right, I'll give them this one. Then Last Jedi came out. Last Jedi was polarizing at best. It was Hollywood's attempt at making a Star Wars film. And it sucked. It sucked so bad. This is Angry Ditto. That's just his username right now. We don't know what his actual name is. He just sits there and smiles at us. It's very creepy. Anyway, Last Jedi came out, very polarizing, shattered the Star Wars fan base in a million different directions, and the nail in the coffin, holy crap, the nail in the coffin was The Rise of Skywalker. It was an absolute trash heap of a film. You can see higher quality Star Wars films on YouTube than you give what's his name? The short guy, the magic box guy. You give that guy millions and millions of dollars. You give Rian Johnson millions and millions of dollars. You have Disney and Lucasfilm working together. You have Kathleen Kennedy helping up the back, and you still screwed it up. And I completely understand why Disney would want to make that non-canon. It makes absolute sense. I can only see that making everybody happy, because if you're a fan of the story, then great. It still exists. It's still there. You can still find, if you guys want, have you guys noticed that toys, Star Wars toys, are not selling? Like, there are lightsabers just all over the ground of my local Walmarts and Targets. They're being trashed. They're being sent to secondhand stores. The DVDs aren't selling. The Disney Plus has seen a serious drop in Star Wars related stuff that isn't The Mandalorian or The Clone Wars. And anything that isn't The Mandalorian or The Clone Wars is just uninteresting to people. Like, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. When Iron Man 2 is doing better on a streaming service that you can get a year of for free, when Iron Man 2 is doing better than all three of your Star Wars films combined, all three of your latest Star Wars films combined, you got a serious problem. You got a serious problem, Disney. And I completely support the idea that they're going in, the direction that they're going in, turning it around, making it maybe canon, not non-canon, just making it maybe canon, slapping that Legends logo on there. I've been saying it from the start. They should have started on that note. They should have started with that case. Heaven forbid, Disney pulled a Titanic. They pulled a Titanic. They thought that their ship was unsinkable. They thought it was unsinkable. They thought that these films couldn't fail. If you slap the Star Wars logo on it, could not fail. The only Star Wars film in existence to bomb at the box office is Solo, a Star Wars story. Came out right after The Last Jedi. And you start with The Force Awakens, and it goes down from there. Force Awakens made like $2 billion or whatever at the box office. We don't know the exact numbers because Disney changes them before they release them to the populace. Force Unleashed, I don't have the exact numbers before me right now. Feel free to fact check me in the comments or whatever. But I want to say The Force Awakens had like $2 billion at the box office. Last Jedi had like 1.8, 1.7, maybe 1.9. I don't know. Like less, wasn't a significant drop. Then Solo came out, that completely bombed. And then The Rise of Skywalker came out, and it barely made $1 billion. $1 billion is a lot of money, but not for a movie, especially not for a Star Wars movie, especially not for the Star Wars movie that was supposed to be the end game of Star Wars, that was supposed to see everyone come together, every single plot point fill out, everything was supposed to be resolved in that final Star Wars film, and it wasn't. It was a complete failure, a complete disaster, and it's a bad mark on everyone involved. John Boyega, as far as, as much as I don't agree with him on a personal scale, John Boyega is the only one that I've seen that has been vocal and has been open about his distaste for these latest Star Wars films. And he's got every right to do so. I hope and pray that Disney goes forward with it, that Disney and Lucasfilm decide to slap that Legends sticker on these latest Star Wars films and start over. I hope that they just leave it open again. Leave it open again. The plot holes in the 3 latest Star Wars films were so big, you could fit an actual Titanic in them, which is hilarious because these latest films, like I said, are Disney's Titanic. They're Lucasfilm's Titanic, and they sure as heck are the handiwork of the same woman who okayed Jurassic Park 3. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Kathleen Kennedy, and I'm not kidding. You look that up. Look up Kathleen Kennedy's screen credits. She is the one who okayed Jurassic Park 3. And she made sure that Steven Spielberg didn't direct it. Kathleen Kennedy, ladies and gentlemen, she's making the Force female. Because if there's one thing that we needed, it was to give the Force gender specificity. Specificity? You guys you know what I'm talking about. We needed to make it gender specific. Absolute bullcrap. Absolute bullcrap. Anyway, that's the second piece of it. Here's the thing, though. If you guys want the Star Wars films, the 3 newest Star Wars films, to move to the healthier position of Star Wars canon, where they should have been from the start, if you guys want them to go there, you need to make videos on this. You need to post about it. If you see a post about it, like the post, share it, including this video and this stream. Just let people know about this, because it's like the Snyder cut of the Justice League. We're getting the Snyder cut of the Justice League. Is it going to be better? Who knows? It's like what happened with the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. That movie would not have changed if you guys, all of us here on the internet, if we hadn't made a big stink about it, if we hadn't shown how we actually felt. These guys in Hollywood, these guys and girls in Hollywood, they only care when it's going to affect their pocketbooks, when it's going to affect their money. And social media is the key to money in Hollywood right now. That's why all these celebrities are coming over to TikTok and YouTube. They're not actually running them. Other people are. They're paying other people to run them. You guys get the idea. They're here because this is where the money comes from. This is where the attention comes from. That's it. Welcome back, MaxPad. If you guys want the latest trilogy of Star Wars films to find its way, to find its rightful place in Star Wars Legends, you need to do your part. Otherwise, nothing's going to come of it. It's just going to be talked about, thrown around. They'll use it for publicity, and then nothing will come of it. You guys got to share your point. You got to say something about this. Anyway, that being said, there's only one other piece of pop culture news that I wanted to talk about, and it's something we've talked about a little bit in the past, but it has to do with The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us 2, which turned out to be the biggest disappointment of 2020 so far. That's including the beer virus and murder hornets and Australia being on fire and, being stuck in your homes. As I don't really suffer from that because I'm here in the sky, can't really go anywhere. Anyway, but you guys get the idea. Biggest disappointment of 2020 was The Last of Us 2. Last of Us Part 2. An absolute disappointment of a game which has exceeded all expectations, that's for sure. Took the woke approach and, to nobody's surprise, went absolutely broke. And it's a real shame because the game is not half that bad. What's bad, and we've talked about this in the past, is how Sony and Naughty Dog have handled the situation. The news that I wanted to talk about is apparently Naughty Dog and Sony are still striking down videos, still striking down YouTubers and TikTokers and Instagram accounts and Twitter accounts and all the works. They are still striking down accounts that are talking crap about The Last of Us 2. They clearly have not learned their lesson. They haven't learned their lesson. Lawsuits are actively pending against Naughty Dog and Sony for this specific reason. They better have the best lawyers on planet Earth, and they better have paid off the judge already, because there's no way they are going to win any of the lawsuits that are currently being prepared and are going through right now against them. It's, like I said, it's a shame. The Last of Us 2 is not that bad of a game, but how it handled has been absolutely amateur at best. The creator of the game decided he was going to virtue signal like no one had ever virtue signaled before. He went to every single woke live stream, podcast, and internet person he could find, and spread the notion that everyone who didn't like the idea that Joel gets beaten to death within the 2 hours of the start of the game. This is a 20 to 25 hour video game. 20 to 25 hours to complete The Last of Us 2. That's not a completionist thing or anything like that. Just to finish the stupid game, 20 to 25 hours. To put that into perspective, Skyrim takes about 15. Skyrim. Fallout 4. Fallout New Vegas, actually. Let's go with the really good one. Fallout New Vegas. Fallout 4 is fine. Fallout New Vegas, that is a 17-hour game. All right? That's including all the post-game stuff. 17-hour game. Last of Us Part 2, 20 to 25-hour game. You take the first 2 minutes, you take the first 2 hours of that, and you kill off Joel, the most beloved character in the entire franchise at this point. More beloved than Ellie. More beloved than any of the other characters. You take him and you kill him off within the first 2 hours. The issue isn't that they killed him off. The issue is that they killed him off in a stupid way. They threw him away, literally. There was false marketing involved. It was it was a horror show. It was run so poorly. Killing off Joel within the first 2 hours of a game would be like if in Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, Luke comes on screen and he talks about how much Darth Vader means to him, and then Darth Vader comes on the screen, or how much he admires his father. Luke talks about, oh, my father, I loved him even though I've never met him, and I never will meet him because Darth Vader killed him. And then Darth Vader comes around the corner and says, I'm your father, and then the rest of the movie goes on. That's stupid. That is The Last of Us 2. That is how The Last of Us 2 is run. It is absolutely awful. And yeah, like I said, the game itself is honestly, it looks beautiful. It plays amazing. Frame rate doesn't drop. It runs amazingly on the PS4, although its timing is really bad too, because they're just about to unveil the next, or is the PS4 the one they're unveiling? I don't know. I've seen too many memes. You guys get the idea. Ironic that The Last of Us Part 2 came out before the launch of the new system. But anyway, yeah, Last of Us 2, they're still, Naughty Dog and Sony are still striking down creators for speaking out against the mismanagement and, frankly, criminal activity of these two enterprises going after small-time creators for talking about their crappy game. It's absolutely stupid. It's very brutal, and it's very, very dumb. Very, very dumb. You guys get the idea. Last of Us 2 is a lost cause in more ways than not. And I highly recommend everyone check out Bricky's video on it. I like Bricky. He talked about Warhammer not too long ago, Warhammer 40K. By the way, for anyone who thinks that 2020 is the worst year ever, you would not last 3 seconds within the Warhammer. I would not last 3 seconds in the Warhammer 40K universe. All right. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. Look it up on your own. Someday I will sit down and we will talk about how brutal the Warhammer 40K universe is, where literally everyone, yes, even the Tau, everyone, and the Xenos, or not the Xenos, sorry, the Hive, everyone is the bad guy. Everyone is the bad guy in Warhammer 40K. So, yeah, no matter how bad 2020 gets, it will not come close to a single minute existing within the Warhammer 40K universe. But anyway, discussion for another time. That's all I have for pop culture news, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's get into everyone's favorite segment. I'm talking about question and answer session. Let's go. Spinning chair is spinning. That is the meme. Deal with it. All right. Back into the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am Professor. My assistant Ditto is still down here. That is Angry Ditto, not the regular Ditto. But you guys get the idea. I have to show him because of copyright. So, guys, let's talk about questions. You guys have questions for me. I have some questions for you. Let's go back and forth. Let's have a very distant discussion. I'm just a complete stranger on the internet. But, I mean, at this point, you guys have to remember, every answer that I give is guaranteed to be 100% correct, as long as you don't fact check it. So, with that being said, let's get right into the questions. If I don't see I'm going to try and keep up as best I can. If I don't answer your question right off the bat, then just keep spamming it until I get to it. Let's go ahead and start with one on YouTube. Yeet Knight says, the beer virus, be like, did you forget about me and my rules? Oh, I'll postpone myself then. Yeah, for real though. Oh, you guys are having a little disputation thing or whatever that actually isn't new. It's actually been here for quite a while, but for whatever reason, now it's such a big deal. Kind of ironic, don't you think? The timing of everything. It's so strange. But that's none of my business. Yeah, it's not like it's an election year or anything like that. Boop. Yeah, very interesting timing. Yeah, it is very interesting. the timing of everything. I think that there are definitely forces at work. If I can put my conspiracy glasses on for a second here, they're invisible. There's definitely people behind the scenes that are trying to manipulate things ever so slightly so that they can see the outcome that they want. And we'll leave it at that. But I see right through it. And I don't talk about it very often because I don't like getting political, because no matter what you say, it is going to offend someone. Now, I don't really care what other people think, but I would like it if you guys watched and liked my videos. So if you could do me that, at least, whatever. But you guys get the idea. And subscribe. I really appreciate it if you guys liked and subscribed and did all that jazz. It's really not that hard. Did you guys forget the part where subscribing is free? Because I didn't. Did you guys forget the part over on TikTok? Did you guys forget the part where becoming a follower is free? Because I didn't. It's free. Doesn't affect you at all, actually. It's actually the only person it will affect is moi. It's me and Ditto. It's just our livelihood. You get the idea. Anyway, next question. How do you feel about the Sundre Ditto? About Sundre Ditto? Is that his name? Is that what we're calling him? I hope not. I hope not. That's not... I'm not a fan of that, but you guys get the idea. Man, I'm a little close, aren't I? I'm going to scoot back just a wee bit. Hopefully that helps with the sound too. Let's head over to TikTok for a second to ask some questions. Favorite dinosaur? My favorite dinosaur, it's such a toss-up. But as a kid, I loved Giganotosaurus. Giganotosaurus was found in Argentina, if I remember correctly. It is the biggest theropod dinosaur that we know of today. I actually really like Jurassic Park 3, if I can admit this for a second here. Well, I liked it as a kid. I liked the dinosaurs. I loved the giant Spinosaurus animatronic that they made. I would watch the making of the Spinosaurus animatronic in their bonus feature section. I would watch that video over and over and over again because I loved the idea. I love doing art in general. If it wasn't obvious, like I've drawn this. I've drawn a couple other things up here. I like doing art. This isn't the best example. Most of this is your guys' stuff, but I like doing art. And to watch someone make a dinosaur, a mechanical dinosaur, it was the coolest thing in the world to me as a kid. And as I've gotten older, I'm not so much a fan of Giganotosaurus anymore. I'm more of a fan of Spinosaurus, because Spinosaurus has changed so much. Our understanding, I think this is just the scientist in me speaking, the biologist in me speaking, but like Spinosaurus has changed so much. I mean, I have a toy, if I can get up and be rude for a second here, but I have a toy right here. This is what we thought Spinosaurus looked like no more than a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, I mean, his front limbs would be a little bit longer. He would walk. He would stumble around on all fours. This is what we thought Spinosaurus looked like for quite a while. And this is already out of date. This is already, we know that Spinosaurus, its fin, it didn't curve up like Deinonychus did. Is it Deinonychus? No, it's I always forget the other one, the other spine dinosaur. Its spine didn't quite look like this. It was a little bit more of a V shape. Its tail, oh my gosh, Spinosaurus's tail is beautiful. Yeah, might sound a little weird here, but its tail is amazing. Spinosaurus is an aquatic dinosaur. It can live on land and in the water. It's like mega, how did they put it? It's like mega crocodile. It's like a mega crocodile with a fin. It's so cool. If you guys haven't seen fan art of modern day Spinosaurus, I highly recommend you look it up because it looks so cool. I love it. To think that something that big and beautiful, and honestly, it's scary looking, but if you were to meet a Spinosaurus in real life, 9 times out of 10, it would leave you alone. Like, despite what the movies might do, most dinosaurs probably wouldn't be that interested in people. We're not worth it. It's too much of a risk. But anyway, especially when you take guns into consideration. But yeah, this is Spinosaurus is by far my favorite dinosaur. I know that was a long-winded answer, but it's okay. We've got time. We will get to all of your questions as soon as I can. The next question comes from Theodore and a crew over on YouTube. He says, is there any chance I could lend you my research for the Parody Pokedex? Absolutely. Speaking of the Parody Pokedex is available to read for free on our Patreon. You don't have to be part of any tier to read it. It is there. We go through an in-depth analysis. Each entry is only like a page and a half long. There's pictures. There's firsthand experience with every single Pokemon that we've inspected so far. If you guys want to contribute to it, you're more than welcome to. We're more likely to listen to you if you are already a patron, though. Just so you guys know. Nothing against you, Theodore. It's just that's just how the game works. We're more likely to take your information and put it right into the Pokedex if it comes from our Discord or from Patreon itself. So if you can comment on one of the entries, then feel free to do that. We're more than happy to look at your guys' information and contribute. You guys are more than welcome to contribute to it. We've only completed, I want to say, like less than 20 Pokemon out of every single Pokemon out there. That's how many entries we've gotten done so far. But that's because Ditto and I like taking a little bit more of an in-depth look at every single Pokemon. I mean, if we didn't do that, we would never know that Sylveon is the murderous monster that it really is, that chokes puppies. But you guys get the idea. Next question over on TikTok. Do you like the Pokemon Sableye? Sableye is... I do, but not as much as you probably like Sableye. Sableye is a Pokemon that I have used. I'm kind of bummed that it doesn't evolve. I mean, it mega evolves, but it doesn't like evolve, and it's kind of disappointing, but you get the idea. Sableye is a Pokemon that's just kind of there. It's cool. I appreciate it, but it doesn't really have that big of an effect on me or my team. It was never something I was actively looking towards. I've encountered many Sableye in the Wild Zone and Pokemon Shield, and it always bugs me. But you guys get the idea. Back over to YouTube. How would you feel if I made Ditto a Sundray? I don't know how you would do that, but great. Now you've piqued my curiosity. Sure, go for it. I don't care. You know, whatever. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite. That is totally going to come back to bite me. Dude, what is a Sundray? Am I saying it right? I mean, the T is silent, right? I think it's Sundray. I don't know. Whatever it is, as long as he doesn't kill me. Back over to TikTok. What's your favorite Eevee evolution? My favorite evolution, this is from Beta Fox FNAF 2.0. That was a heck of a username. My favorite evolution off the top of my head is, well, it's Espeon. Espeon is my OG go-to Pokemon evolution. First Rainbow Rare GX card I ever pulled was an Espeon GX. And I like the idea of having a psychic evolution. Vaporeon, though, is the best one by far. It's the strongest. It can take the most abuse. It's, I mean, it can swim. Being able to swim is way more important than you guys might think it is. Remember, there's a lot more water in the world than there is land. Just remember that. So, back over to YouTube. How do I deal with a Zero has been filled with rare candies because an idiot kid tried to evolve it, and now it has, and now has diabetes and multiple bad stomach issues? That is a heck of a comment, Yeet Knight. Well, my answer for that is to take it to a Pokemon Center and pray that it doesn't have to be put down. That's just how life goes. I'm sorry. I mean, if it's really as bad as you're making it out to be, then I don't know how it's going to pull through. Ziora is a legendary Pokemon, though, so I'm sure it'll be okay. But just don't take a risk. You know, if you feel like something is wrong, mention it to someone in person, all right? Don't talk to someone on the internet about it. Seriously, this applies to real life, too. If you guys think that some Omega Glitch, hello there. If you guys think, I don't have a hat or anything so glasses. Anyway, if you guys think that something is wrong with you, mention it to a person in your family, a close friend, someone who is not on one of these social devices, all right? That's my best advice that I can give you. That's all I got to say. So, next question over on TikTok. What shiny Pokemon is my favorite? My favorite shiny Pokemon, this isn't very original, but it's a toss-up between Heroxus and Gyarados. Gyarados was the original shiny Pokemon that we all got introduced to in Gen 2. The rage-filled Gyarados is just something that's so near and dear to my heart. It's so important to me, as a matter of fact, that I actually have one right in this dive ball right here. I have YouTube isn't seeing it very well because I'm pointing for TikTok, but this dive ball right here, there's a shiny Gyarados in there. Was a shiny Magikarp for a really long time, but it finally evolved. Next question. Braid has been very, very patient. How are you doing today? My friend, I'm doing very, very well, especially now that we've gotten the live stream up and running. Back over to YouTube. How do you feel about my favorite baby, Absol? Okay, that's a good question. So Absol is a Pokemon that a lot of people love to hate. And I'm not talking about people online. I'm talking about people in the Pokemon universe love to hate Absol. Seriously, think about it. Absol is seen as an omen of doom, unjustly so. It's not actually an omen of doom, but if you were just going off of what's been produced in the Pokedex, you would think that this, white angelic looking edgelord horse cat thing, you would think that it actually was an omen of doom. Other people think Pokemon like Honchkrow is also an omen of doom. If you see a Honchkrow, then it means bad things are coming. If you see an Absol, it's trying to warn you that something terrible is about to transpire. No matter what you do, nothing is going to change that. That's not true at all. To take an animal and use that as a source of bad things to come, as to use that as a teller that human trial and error is coming your way, is preposterous. It is absolutely primitive to declare that Absol is a sign of bad things to come. Here's the hard truth, all right? Here's the thing that they never taught you in school. Bad things are going to happen to you regardless of what you do, all right? Along with that, the other side that most people don't hear about is that good things are going to happen to you whether you like it or not, all right? You are going to experience success and failure, all right? Regardless of how good a person you are, regardless of how bad a person you think you are going to experience good and bad things. The important thing is how you respond to them, all right? Rocky is one of my favorite movies of all time because his thing is not throwing the hardest punch. His thing is taking the most damage and standing his ground. All right? You shouldn't bottle up damage. If you feel stressed out, if you feel anxious, talk to someone. If you feel depressed, talk to people. Put your phones down, talk to someone in real life, all right? That's the biggest piece of advice I can give you. But when trial and challenge comes, if Ditto and I had curled up into a ball every time challenges had come our way, we would not be where we are right now. I can guarantee you that much. We're not like overly successful on social media, but we've gotten pretty successful as far as independent creators go, especially independent creators with as weird personalities as Ditto and I have, with, you know, the as quirky as we are. We'll put it that far. So anyway, that's I forget where I was going with that. You guys get the idea. Good and bad will happen to you regardless of what's happening. To use Absol or Honchkrow or any other Pokemon as an example of, oh yeah, bad things are going to happen, absolutely ridiculous. All right? Nobody can call that. Nobody knows for sure. It's just how life works. All right? Life happens. Roll with it. Make the most of it. Laugh your head off at it. And try to lift someone else up along the way. All right? You don't have to take someone else's pain and put it on your back. We've talked about this. But just go through life as best you can. All right. For me personally, just speaking personally, all right, not trying to throw this at anyone or ever, but seriously, for me, what's always helped is that guy right there. That's helped a lot. Having some kind of foundation, it's kind of sick. I mean, you guys turn on the news, you see plenty of examples of what happens to people who don't have a foundation, that just go with the flow. Ditto and I have never gone with the flow. If I can go off on a little bit more of a tangent here, we've never gone with the flow. We've never joined any of the internet cults, like we've never changed our profile picture to whatever the latest movement is, because it's stupid. It's a trend. It's going to end. It's a lot better to do your own thing. Be your own creator. Next question. Bo asked, can I meet you IRL? No. Next question. Thoughts on Sans Undertale? Prison Omega wants to thoughts on Sans Undertale. Last I checked, Sans didn't make Undertale. I forget what the guy's name is, but Undertale's fine. I've used the audio in one of my TikToks. I think it's okay. I still get psyched out watching that Nintendo Direct where they revealed that Sans was a Mii costume. That still psychs me out. I love that. That's super awesome. Now, if only we could get Master Chief. Oh, even just as a Mii costume. I'd take it as a Mii costume at this point. Oh gosh, Master Chief, we need you. Anyway, next question. Theodore asks, what was my first Pokemon game? I've talked about this. My first Pokemon game was Pokemon Ruby. I loved it, played the crap out of it. It was very, very fun. Toby Fox, that's who it was. Toby's a good guy. He seems to be a lot of fun. I'm glad they got him to work with the Smash crew. I'm very excited to see what he brings out next. Not just with Undertale, but with whatever he decides to make. Next question over on TikTok. What are your top 10 favorite Pokemon? My top 10 favorite Pokemon are as follows. From number 1 to number 10. Salamence, Garchomp, Onix, Scyther, Gyarados, Ditto. Ditto is number 6. Yeah, right? Because Garchomp, I mean, it's right behind me. Garchomp, Scyther, oh, no. Salamence, Garchomp, Scyther, Onix, Gyarados. What am I missing? Salamence, this should not be that hard. Salamence, Garchomp, Scyther, Onix, Gyarados, Ditto. I thought I had 6 fingers. That was the problem. Ditto, Manaphy. Manaphy's a good one. Lapras, number 8. Lucky number 8. Eevee, Eevee's number 9, and then number 10 would be Celebi. Celebi is my favorite mythical / legendary. And Arceus is number 0 because Arceus deserves his own category. Anyway, back over to YouTube. I'm back, and I had to tell the kid it had to be put down due to its issues. He said, I'm a bad prof, and he'll never trust me, but I said, you stuffed it dry with candy. SMH. That happened, and I'm mad. Yeah, you'll get used to it, man. You can't be a Pokemon professor if you don't have tough skin. All right? You can't be a YouTuber or a TikToker if you don't have tough skin. Because, for whatever reason, everybody's upset. Ooh, Luna Wolf asked a good question. Do you like Giratina? Luna Wolf asked, do you like Giratina? I do. From a distance. I pray with all my heart that I never have to encounter Giratina in real life, because that would suck. All right, back over to TikTok. Have you ever played Star Wars Battlefront? I have. Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original. I played the crap out of that game, and dang it, I loved playing as Jango Fett. So broken. I can only imagine what it was like playing as Boba Fett in the most recent games before EA just severed all ties with it. Have you ever played... Oh, yeah, we just answered that one. My Incineroar says hi. Well, Prison Omega, tell your Incineroar Professor and Ditto say hi back. And please stop calling us in the middle of the night. All right, back over to YouTube. Where's my Infernape? I don't know. Yo, have the same Pokemon poster? Can you be a little more specific? Like, look at this. You see all this? There's a lot. Most of this came from you guys, too. Like, not all of it is from me. Some of it's from me. Like, I've drawn this. These cards are mine. We kind of just layer up. If you guys have noticed, like, we'll put the latest piece of fan art in front of other things, and we'll just kind of circulate around a little bit. We still have, I should mention, we do have an empty frame here. So if anybody would like to send some fan art to our P.O. Box, it is P.O. Box 580-368, Houston, Texas 77058. Excuse me. Feel free to send us your fan art. We will frame it and put it on the wall behind us. Right here. Here. Right here. We'll put it right here. So feel free to do that. You guys can send us. Please don't send. Remember the 2 rules. No body pillows. No weird anime like stuff with Ditto and I. All right. You guys can send us anime stuff. Just don't include Ditto and I in it. Or anything that resembles Ditto and I, all right? We just want to keep that separate, all right? You guys can send us whatever crap you want. I can pull an iDubbbz if I need to, a bad unboxing, but just please don't, all right? Those are our only 2 rules. Don't make me add more rules, all right? I appreciate why rules are there. Rules are there to keep people safe, but for whatever reason. Okay, anyway, over on YouTube, hey, something is wrong with my Pikachu. Its eyes are at... It's the at symbol and not moving. What do? Well, I tell you what do. What do is you take Peach at the back, feed her rare candy, tell that thing's gonna be okay, and then you let him go. Let him go out in the wild. What do you think I'm going to say? You think I'm going to say shoot him? No, you don't do that. No, let him go. You don't need that. What the heck you doing with no Pikachu? You leave Pikachu alone. You send him out there. Anyway. I have Cajun family members. Anyway, let's get back over to TikTok. So, what's your favorite Gen 1 starter? Bulbasaur. I've done a review on him. Next review is going to be Breloom, not Squirtle, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. We will move Squirtle to another day. My patrons get to decide. My patrons get first pick. They are paying customers. They get to decide first. That's just how it is. Do you take money? Well, on Patreon. If you guys really want to send us money, then become a patron. I would say become a patron before you donate on TikTok, because remember, TikTok takes 70% of everything that's donated. We were only just recently able to cash out. You have to have a minimum of $50 available to you, not donated in total. I think it's like $150 total, because TikTok takes that much money out of every single donation, individual donation. Meanwhile, Patreon takes 2% as opposed to 70. It is a lot better and a lot cheaper, and you get more private benefits, including access to our Discord server if you become a patron. So just so you guys know. So someone on TikTok, Zasty Muffin, welcome back, says, I can't wait for my turn. It will be Cherubi. Yeah, can't wait for that. Thank you so much for donating on YouTube or on TikTok, excuse me. You keep the show on the air. over on, we will add your username to our list of sponsors, by the way, if it's not already up here. Back over on TikTok, or excuse me, this is TikTok, this is YouTube. Back over on YouTube, help the roof's coming down. That sounds like a you problem, dude. Over on TikTok, I made some fan art of you and Ditto that are similar to anime. Can I send it? Yes, yes. Like I said, you guys can send us anime stuff. Just please don't. This is the real rule, all right? Don't show Ditto and I as anime girls, all right? I'm very proud of the fact that I'm a dude. I'm happy with who I am. I don't ever want to change. I'm not saying like depicting Ditto and I as anime girls makes me feel insecure, but it makes me feel weird. All right, I don't need that in my life right now. I've got enough crap to deal with. We don't need that on top of it. And body pillows like that. That explains itself. Please don't send us body pillows. All right, specifically body pillows that look like me. All right, I don't think there are. If there no, there's no way there's a body pillow of Ditto. Even if there was, please just don't send us stuff that resembles Ditto and I that could be construed as Ditto and I wearing skirts or something like that, all right? Super weird. Just send us something like this, all right? If you're going to do fan art of us, there's a reason that we have this up here. It's a good example. Send us something like this. It doesn't have to be that kind of quality. I mean, just look at this image right over here. It's a couple of circles, really. Like, send us something like that. Just don't depict us as anime girls, okay? And don't send us body pillows that have my face on it, or something that looks like my face. All right, you guys get what I'm going for. I don't need to explain it anymore. You guys know the rules. Please don't break them. Anyway, somebody asked, how hard is it to get a excuse me, Henrique asked, how hard is it to have a Garchomp? How hard is it to have a Garchomp? Well, I have no idea how hard it is to raise a normal Garchomp, but this girl right here in the quick ball, this girl was quite the handful. I can pull her Pokeball out here. I don't think I'll take her out by any means. She's supposed to be sleeping right now, but this girl right here, she's an amputee. She's missing her right wing. I've talked about this before in the past. You can actually see it in the fan art right here. Although this fan art isn't totally accurate, she's not missing both of her wings, just her right one. There was an accident when she first got here at the lab. Long story short, she broke a window. Amputation was required. Otherwise, she was going to bleed out. And it would have killed her trying to heal from all the damage caused to her right wing. She doesn't have a right wing. We've 3D printed a real one for her, and raising her has never been easy. I don't think there's been a single Pokemon I've ever raised that has been easy to raise. I mean, but I do it anyway. I do it anyway because I love them. I love hanging out with Pokemon. I love learning from them. They love learning from me for the most part, the exception of this one. And yeah. It's a super cool Pokemon. I love having Garchomp around. She's super cool. I love taking her on flights. I'll grab Salamence. I'll ride on Salamance's back, and we'll take her out around the lab and run her through her exercises. We're trying to get her to the point where she can fly on her own. As of now, she can't yet. But yeah, raising her has always been difficult. But, I mean, you ask any parent ever. It's not easy to raise kids. It's not easy to raise animals. But it is worth it. It's always worth it. Even if your animal or kid doesn't really like you, it's for the good times, it's always worth it. So that being said, let's put Garchomp back. No, that doesn't make her dizzy, by the way. Next question. What gender is Ditto? He's a dude. Well, he responds to him. I don't know. Ditto, can I call you a girl? Okay, no. It was very clear. Sheesh. Did you guys see that? He growled at me. Freaking weirdo. Yeah, Ditto's a dude. He responds to a dude. Meanwhile, Pudding responds to, hey, girl. So that's how that goes. Back over to TikTok. The poster in the frame. Oh, the poster in the frame? This is a Kydro poster. For anyone who doesn't know what Kydro is, well, it was a video game. It was a VR video game. The creators of it are on, I know they're for sure on TikTok. They're on Instagram as well. I follow them on Instagram. Peggy Chung and Richard. They are fantastic people. They've worked with Ditto and I one-on-one. We are super, super excited to support their project, and we hope that they're trying to turn it into a show, last I heard, an anime. They're trying to make their own anime, kind of like what Ruby did, but with two-dimensional artwork. They're both artists. They're digital artists, and their artwork, if you can't tell, which you probably can't on TikTok or on YouTube, just look up Kydro. It's K-A-I-D-R-O. They are phenomenal artists, and I love what they're doing. Somebody asked, Luna Wolf, how do I feel about Frostless? Frostless is a weird Pokemon. It's allegedly the ghost of a person that got lost, a woman, if I remember correctly. Allegedly, the original Frostless was the ghost of a young girl who got lost, or a young woman, I can't remember which one, got lost in a snowstorm, was never found. So she's one of those ghost types. One of those ghost types that's allegedly a human being, which, by the way, it's not true. All right. There's no Pokemon that were once people. That's a myth. All right. That's a story cooked up by old men who sit in labs all day staring at Pokemon and never in connection with them. All right. Frostless is not actually, we'll go into this more when we cover Frostless in a later video, but you get the idea. Frostless is not it's not the ghost of someone who got lost in a snowstorm. All right. If someone got lost in a snowstorm, they would just die. All right. Why would someone's soul hang around on Earth? All right. It's a soul. Souls don't get lost. All right. Complete myth. You guys get the idea. The only reason a soul haunts people, by the way, the only reason there are ghosts is because there's somebody that has a vendetta against someone else. Frostless did not have a vendetta against anyone else. All right. It wasn't the ghost of a woman that got lost. All right. Frostless, again, we'll talk about it later. Basically a living icicle. A pretty one, but a living icicle nonetheless. Back over to TikTok. If you take the water out of a water bottle, is it still a water bottle? Well, yeah. For the same reason that if you have a can of beans and you take the beans out of the can, holy shoot. We'll get back to that. Anyway, what's your favorite water type Pokemon? My favorite water type Pokemon off the top of my head is Gyarados. And that's because I have one. I've fought with them. I have a Gyarados in Pokemon Shield. I love Gyarados. I think it's fantastic. I mean, a giant sea serpent. That's like one step away from a dragon. One step. The only thing that's cooler than sea serpents are dragons. All right. That's it. They're so cool. The idea of having this giant monster backing you up in a fight or fighting on your behalf is so cool to me. That's part of the reason that I became a Pokemon professor. I love dragon types. I love sea serpents. I love the big, scary Pokemon that almost never get any love. So you guys get the idea. Luna Wolf asks, going back to ghost types, what about Phantump then? Again, it's a living tree stump. It's a tree stump that's gained sentience and has decided to take the form of the things that are most prevalent in the world that it's in. Specifically, Phantump is a chopped tree stump. It is a tree stump. It is a tree that has lost a big part of its life, hence why it takes the ghost form. It is not actually the ghost of a child, all right? You know how morbid that is? You know how messed up that is? That is not true. That is clearly grandparents or just dads and moms in general trying to scare kids away from going into the woods by themselves. And even then, that doesn't work. So I don't know why they're continuing to spread it. Yeet Knight asks, where do you get the Pokeballs? I get the Pokeballs from shop. I have machined them. I don't know if you guys can tell, but let me pull Scythers. Actually, let's leave Scythers there. I'm going to pull Onyxes out. Which one's weird? It's like picking a poison. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but these are not a standard Pokeball. These are kind of nice, actually. These are very nice Pokeballs. They have a little bit more detail on them. They're bigger. They're not like the Walmart tins, if that makes sense. I've made them myself. Although if you guys want Pokeballs, Walmart and Target have them. Frankly, kind of nice ones. The metal ones are fun if you ever need like a prop or something for a video, because you can dent them and then you can just pop them back out. We've used a couple of them for that in the past for videos, and they're fine in and of themselves. Even if you're not made of money, the Pokeballs are great. But yeah, we made these. But other Pokeballs come from Walmart and Target, although I prefer the ones that come off the Poke Center. Love your shirt today. Well, thank you. I love it too. I need to get some duct tape and put it right over this spot right here, the Sylveon. I just need to put like an X over the Sylveon. I'm not comfortable wearing Sylveon merch. Anyway, that's rule number 3. Rule number 3, all right, as far as the P.O. box is concerned, don't ever, please abstain. Control yourselves. Don't send me Sylveon merch, all right? Anything relating to Sylveon. I'm talking plushies, socks, earrings. I don't know why you'd send me earrings in the first place. I don't wear earrings. It's kind of weird. Anyway, I'm not a skateboarder or whatever. Although, frankly, skateboarders are like the last people that should be wearing earrings if you think about it. I mean, you land on your ear. I've landed on the side of my head before. Longboarding, not skateboarding. But I've landed on the side of my head before. And that, dude, I can't imagine there being like something like a gauge or something in there. I want to get into it. It's horrible. So Theodore, back to your guys' questions. Theodore asks, is Ghastly a living cannonball? No, Ghastly is literally sentient gas. It's in its name. It's in its name. It's sentient gas. So, yes, sir. No Sylveon. Way to go, Braden. What is your favorite Smash character? My favorite Smash character as of now is Incineroar, and that is because the only times I get to play Smash are at Smash tournaments. I don't own Smash yet. That's my own fault. And yeah, you get the idea. Yeet Knight asks, what if all 190.1 unfollowed then followed you again? You'd be popular to TikTok. Would I be though? I don't know. I would prefer it if you guys just stuck around, just didn't unfollow me. I mean, you guys have your agency. You can do what you want. You can unsubscribe. You can unfollow. That would just make you jerks. That would make you absolute jerks. You destroy my soul. You would hurt me very, very much because I thought we had something special. I thought you meant something to me, man. I thought you'd make me cry. I'm sorry, I can't fake tears. I just can't. I mean, I can't. Do I play Overwatch? Not yet. I know it's free. I know there's no reason why I shouldn't be playing it. I just don't play it yet. I kind of have a full-time job. I do this. There was a time when I was doing 2 full-time jobs. I don't know how we did that. Like when we first started this whole TikTok, YouTube thing, we were working 2 full-time jobs, this and something else. And somehow we're just doing this and it's still a handful. I don't get it. Anyway, let's move on. We're running out of time here. Back over to TikTok. You're my favorite Pokemon creator. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Have you done a Pokemon Nuzlocke? Yes, but my Nuzlocke is special because you guys, I only do it with all of you. I might stream it. I don't know if we'll be able to stream it on YouTube and TikTok. We've just been streaming it off of TikTok, but I have Pokemon that are named after whoever's tuning in to that Nuzlocke run. And so far we have a Wooper, a Snorlax, an egg, and I forget what the other thing is. I think it's one of the foxes, but you guys get the idea. How much for a Ditto? How much for a Ditto? Dude, take him. Come here, Ditto. Come here. Dude, don't hit me. Don't you hit me, you little pink blob. I poke you. I will poke you. Yes, I will. I am 3 times your size, at least 3 times, maybe more. I don't know. I'm a scientist. I'm not a mathematician. Anyway, what is the dumbest Pokemon? Sylveon, obviously. I mean, what is Sylveon? It's the pink one, is what it was. It's the pink one with fleshy ribbons coming out of its head. That's what Sylveon is. All right? It's an abomination. It doesn't deserve to be here. How is Eevee and all your Pokemon? Well, Eevee's still a butt chilling in that corner over there after chewing up my router. But yeah, Lapras is doing okay. Still a little shaky. You know, he lost all of his organs. I think he just grew back his lungs. I don't know what's keeping that guy together, but he's here. We're glad he's here. We're going to keep an eye on him. Machoke got a good laugh the other day looking at that weird fan art that you guys sent us. And Ditto's okay. Pudding and Ditto, they're having some fun. I guess Pudding is now the unofficial assistant to Ditto, so Ditto is my assistant, but he has his own assistant. I don't know. It's like Thor 2, I guess. That about covers it. Houndoom is still Houndoom. You'll hear him howling in the background every once in a while, especially with this new mic. I kind of want to tap on it just to mess with you guys, but I won't do that. Anyway, do you want to get Animal Crossing? I do at some point. Just it's not here yet. It's not here yet. Anyway, Ditto can turn into a pro wrestler, so you better watch out. Just because he can turn into a pro wrestler doesn't mean he can fight like one. Just so you're aware. And Ditto knows it too. There's a reason that you guys never see Ditto and I actually coming to blows. Because, well, 1, violence is overrated. It's a sign of low intelligence. It's a sign that you're a monkey. All right, that's what it is. Monkeys fight. Apes beat the tar out of each other. Humans figure out their problems. All right, that's the hard truth. I'm not an MMA fighter. I don't have to fight for a living. Hopefully, I never have to come to blows with anybody. But heaven forbid I did. Rest assured, I can handle myself. All right, I can handle myself. I have to. I'm the alpha of the lab, so to speak. There's a reason that the Pokemon listen to me. It's not because I smell weird. It's because when I'm off camera, I actually do handle things in a professional manner as much as I can. All right. This is still a one-man operation. Maybe that'll change at some point. I don't know. Later down the road. Discussion for another day. So have you watched Avatar: The Last Airbender? I have. You guys want to hear the most tragic story in history? The first time I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, for whatever reason, the collection that we were borrowing, it was a collection of DVDs because we didn't have cable or anything growing up. We just had Cyber Chase. But anyway, we had PBS Kids. So we borrowed a friend's copy of Avatar: The Last Airbender, all the DVDs. And for whatever reason, it was completely missing book 4. I want to say, is book 4 Fire? Whatever the last book is. So the show ended for us when Potato, thank you. As a kid, I thought Avatar: The Last Airbender ended when Aang got to allegedly where the Fire Lord was hiding, Fire Lord Ozai, when the comet is passing overhead and all the Fire Lords can't, or all the Fire Nation guys can't firebend or whatever. So he, when Aang gets there and is like, Fire Nation Lord guy, where are you? And then it fades to black. That was it. We didn't have anything else after that. There were no more DVDs. And it crushed us. We'd gotten so used to all of these amazing characters, and there was nothing there. There was nothing else to watch. I thought the show was over. I thought it got canceled or something. It was devastating. It took 8 years. No, it wasn't 8 years. Did 8 years? I'm not that old, dude. I barely cleared 20. Like, that's not how old I am, but you guys get the idea. Like, there's no way it's been that long. No. It was like maybe 2.5 years. That was a long 2.5 years to wonder what the heck happened to Aang and company. All right. That's my little story about Avatar: Last Airbender. I have seen the show all the way through since then. I'm very, very happy with that show. And The Legend of Korra is nasty. It's terrible. It's an abomination. It's a black mark on the franchise. But you guys get the idea. Should I do a Nuzlocke? Yes. Why are you here? You should go do a Nuzlocke right now. Don't play Fortnite, please, says Theodore. I'll take your word for it. Yeet Knight says, if you're in the sky, how do you have internet, or do you have Luxray giving electricity? I don't have Luxray giving me electricity, but believe it or not, kids, you don't have to be hooked up to a power grid to have electricity. There is such a thing as generators, and generators work wonderfully, especially when they're turned on. So, yeah, that's how we have electricity up here. We do have solar panels, but I never use them. All right, solar panels are not what they're chalked out to be. They almost never work. They're always covered in some kind of dust or gunk. And it's cloudy 90% of the time. We live in the sky. We're almost always surrounded by clouds. Doesn't matter how high up you go. I mean, if you go up that high, you're not going to get the sunlight that you need anyway. So it's just, and you have to get a very specific amount of sunlight. We've had to fine tune the solar panels that we have on top of the lab. And that's another thing too. If we put them on top of the lab, we can only fly at a certain height if we're getting electricity from them. We have to put them on the sides of the lab because most times we're about level with the sun in the sky. It's almost never over us. It's always like way over here or way over there. That's how, anyway, yeah, I do not like solar panels as far as the lab goes. I'm sure they work for all of you guys that live on the ground, but as far as all of us up here goes, heck no, man. Biggest waste of money I've ever spent. Part of the reason why we're doing this internet thing, because we are out of money. So, it is me, Potato God. Salute. Welcome to the show. Okay, we've got time for like 2 or 3 more comments. Or questions. Back over to TikTok. So my brother is an ape. I'll take your word for it. I've never met your brother. I think that's kind of presumptuous, but I mean, if he falls into if he fits and checks all of the boxes that I listed off earlier, if he, rather than resolving his conflicts, solves his problems by punching his way out, then yeah, I guess he's kind of an ape. But again, I've never met your brother. I have no idea who he is in real life. I don't really care to find out. So that's a decision you'll have to make on your own, Braden. No offense, just got to throw that out there. So, other question, second to last question. I've commented 135 times and you still haven't answered me. Well, there you go. Now on to, for our final question, moving over to YouTube. Let's go back over to YouTube for our final question. Did Ditto ever turn into you or trick your Pokemon to make them think they were you? Yes and no. Ditto has assumed my role in the past. He's never transformed into me though. Because I mean, it's kind of hard to pretend to be me. I mean, have you guys even met me? Have you met me? I'm kind of a lot to handle. I'm kind of a big personality type. It's really hard to fake that, if that makes sense. Like, you guys think I'm acting most of the time. I'm not acting. Like, this is If you guys ever, heaven forbid, you ever meet me in real life, like that's all I got to say about that. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, how to send things to you. Are you asking YouTube? Or are you asking me? Or are you asking Google? If you're asking me, the answer is, we'll end on this note. The P.O. Box is right here. P.O. Box 580-368, Houston, Texas, 77058. That is our P.O. Box. If you guys would like to send us something, feel free to take a screenshot or whatever it might be. P.O. Box 580-368, Houston, Texas, 77058. That is our P.O. Box. We check it every single day, and we open and reveal everything that's come our way every single Tuesday. We hope you guys have a very, very happy 4th of July. Pharrell Williams can suck it, and I hope you guys remember your Independence Day. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in to this episode 7.5 of the Professor and Ditto Show. My name is Professor. This is my assistant, Ditto. It has been a pleasure seeing you here today. With this, we say goodbye to our stream over on TikTok with a reminder that the only cure to the coronavirus is, and they're gone. That's the gag there. You guys know it. You love it. And to all of you here on YouTube, we say good night, adieu, and whatever else kind of goodbye. I think Ohio means goodbye. I don't know. I don't speak Japanese. We'll see you guys later. Stay safe. We'll see ya.